comes a point in every man's life where he must go through some major Kennedy events. Whether it's getting your first bald fade, or realizing the WWE is fake. Although those are on more of the tame side, as you get older, eventually, shit starts to get serious. And you start discovering things like the family lore you never heard of. Losing friends that you thought were really your friends. Or one of my personal favorites, getting cheated on and witnessing your first real heartbreak. Now, I'm gonna tell you a little story. A story of how that exact thing happened to me.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy G Breezy, and we are back at it again with another video. Yo, all right, so I know you guys see the new scenery. All right, we're outside, we're enjoying the weather. So, as you guys can see from the title, this is gonna be another story time video. And it's gonna be about the first time I ever got cheated on. Crazy, right? Like, who would ever cheat on me? All right, so boom. So this all started back before when I had just broken up with my ex. Yeah, I had just broken up with my ex. And it was a couple months after, like, I was still trying to get over it. No, niggas in their feelings, you feel me? And I was just trying to, like, you know, find a way to, like, basically just get over things. So one day, me and my boy Kevin, we were outside, and we were just literally driving around. I had just came out for work. We were both bored, and there was really nothing for us to do. So I was like, you know what? Let's go crash a party. And that's what we did. We found an app, and we just was, like, searching for parties and stuff, and we finally found a party. So we ended up going to this one party, and it was so weird. It was like set up in a motel or something, and like my dumbass, I wanted to go investigate and shit, which was a dumbass idea because what if somebody fucking tried to kidnap me or freaking chop me up? I don't fucking know. But I was being a dumbass, of course, and I was trying to investigate because I was wanting to see if it was real or not. Of course, we didn't find a freaking party, so we ended up leaving, and we found another spot. We found this other spot, and once we walked in, it was actually kind of vibey. But the fact that they wanted money from us just to get into the party, crazy work. But we was like, you know what? You got nothing better to do, so we just ended up spending the money to get into the party. All right, so boom. We end up going to the party, and everybody's having fun. Everybody's vibing, everybody's dancing, everybody's having a good time. And I'm surprised, because, like, you know, at some parties you go to, people be wall huggers and all this other shit. Anyways, it ended up being vibey. And when I walked in, this one person caught my attention, this one girl. Yo, when I tell you she was bad, she was bad. She had this nice little top on. She had her skirt. It was like a booty skirt. I don't even know what you call it, but it was a high ass skirt. You could see her cheeks out and everything. She was light skinned, slim, thick. Man, when I see this girl was a whole package, man, she was fine as hell. So I turned to my boy Kevin. I was like, yo, you see that girl right there? Before the night ends, I'm gonna go talk to her. For a fact, I was not playing no games. Like, I knew what I wanted right there and then, and I was gonna get it. And mind you, I just came off of work. I look chopped. I don't have my hair done. I look crazy. But I didn't give a damn. Because you know something that you guys need to understand? It don't matter if you chopped or if you think you chopped. As long as you carry yourself a certain way and, like, you know how to talk to women, you set, bro. As long as you know how to hold a conversation, you good. Long story short, I ended up dancing at the party, having a good time. And I saw the girl just standing there by herself. So I was like, you know what? Perfect time to make my move. So I went up to her and I talked to her. I was like, yo, why you over here all by yourself? Like, you too pretty to just be standing up there. And it's like, oh, yeah, I know, this and that. She was like, she don't really know nobody here. And I was like, well, you got me here, so now you know somebody. Let me get to know you real quick, you feel me? So I ended up talking to her. I hit it off, basically. It actually worked. Like, we was actually having a good time. I was talking to her. She was telling me about herself, this and that. And you know, I had to play it off smooth because, like, I had, like, a whole, like, play set up in my mind. Even though I could talk to a girl, the first approach is always the hardest. But once you get over the first approach, you're good. Well, I kind of examined her a little bit. Like, you know, I had to, like, set up the scene. I had to set up the scene. I had to make sure, like, I knew what I was going into, what I was going to say, so I didn't stutter and make myself look like an idiot. So, like, I noticed her outfit, and I was like, yo, let me go compliment her outfit. And I was just coming up with the scenarios in my head, like, how am I gonna go about doing this? Like, I told her I like her smile. I was like, I seen she had braces, I think she had braces. Did she? I don't know. I think she had braces. I don't know. Like, you just gotta notice. You gotta find the little small details that nobody really notices, and then you gotta, like, compliment them on those things. So then they know that you're actually paying attention. So after that, I was gonna get her number and stuff, but I decided to play it off smooth. So I was like, you know, before the end of the night, you should let me get a dance. Because she was feeling my vibe, I was feeling her vibes. And as the night went on, I was having a good time. She was having a good time. I seen her enjoying herself. And I was about to go get my dance. But it was kind of getting kind of hot inside the party. So I was like, yo, Keba, let's walk out for a second. So I ended up leaving the party and I went downstairs so I could get some fresh air because it was getting too hot in there. So as I'm standing there, I see some guy running towards me. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell is going on? This guy's over here running towards me, and all of a sudden, the nigga starts fucking vomiting everywhere. And the freaking vomit is freaking projectile vomiting onto me. So at this point, I'm just freaking flabbergasted, my nigga, because it's like, what the is happening? Because like, is this happening in like so fast that like I don't really have any time to react? So the nigga freaking throws up on me, and I'm like, yeah, nah, this is not it. And I was just so furious, so I just end up calling Kevin. I was like, yo, let's just fucking leave. So end up leaving the party, and then it hit me. I was like, damn, I forgot to get the freaking girl's number and shit. So I was over here panicking. I freaking messed up my chance. Like, this was one girl that freaking liked me, and I messed it up because I had to leave early. So I'm over here thinking that it's the end of the world now. But then I checked my phone, and I got it follow. And then I just remembered that like I had gave her my Instagram. So she followed me, and I hit her up right away, and I was like, yo, I had to leave the party. And she was like, oh, I was wondering where you went. And I was like, yeah, some freaking guy vomited on me and all this other shit. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make it up to you. I was like, yo, let's make plans to go meet up with each other, and we can hang out sometime and get a snack or something. So she was like, yeah, she was down for it. And I was like, yes, I got it in the bag. Now it's only time for her to actually show up. So I ended up hitting her up. She told me where her school was at because she was living on the dorm. So I went up to her dorm, I picked her up, and we went to go get food to eat. And it was great. It was actually a good first date. Everything was going well. And she was telling me about herself. She's like anime and this other shit. And, you already know a lot of bad don't even be like an anime, or like you don't be knowing that they like anime, and she forget like anime. So like I was like, yeah, we could watch anime sometimes at the crib, Netflix and chill. So it was actually a good first date, and like this girl was actually mad cool. Like she was actually like down with the shits. So anyways, that was the first date. First date went well. Second date, we went back to my house and we chilled for a little bit, and you already know I was over there busting the cheeks out.
My nigga.
You already know, your boy don't waste no time. I was busting the cheeks down, and I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty good. I can't lie to y'all, it was pretty good. So after that, we was going out for a little bit. We actually started like talking more and more. I didn't officially make her my girl yet, but I was planning on it. And everything was perfect. I'm not gonna lie, like I really thought that this girl might be the one, for real. So here's where things start to go downhill a little bit. So we was talking for like a couple weeks now, like probably over a month, I think. Yeah, I think we were talking for over a month. One day, I made a big freaking mistake. I made a huge mistake. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm not gonna lie, part of this story is kind of on me, but it's really on her. So anyways, so one day we was chilling at my house, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm low-key a freaky nigga. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I'm low-key a freaky nigga. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. So I decided one day to record while we was, I was hitting it, while I was hitting it from the back.
You's a freaky ass nigga.
And like I was gonna say something, like it's not like I'm not a weirdo. It's not like I wasn't gonna say something and tell the girl what I was like doing. But like it kind of happened, and I didn't get a chance to say anything because like we was kind of in the moment. So after I did it, it happened. Okay, it is what it is. I thought it was like nothing. So after we was cuddling and stuff, we went to go get food, and I dropped her off by her back to her dorm. After I took her back to her dorm, I went home, and I'm thinking everything is cool. So I end up texting her, and she doesn't really respond fast. So like I'm like, all right, maybe she's fucking busy. And then she did tell me that she was gonna be seeing her mom. So like I kind of didn't make a big deal out of it. It kind of went on for like a week or so, and she wasn't really talking to me or nothing. Like, and I was like, all right, that's kind of weird. But I didn't make a big deal out of it because like at the end of the day, like I never officially made her my girl yet. It was in good graces, so like I didn't really think anything of it. So now it was like a week goes by and like a couple days. And like, all right, now I'm getting a little bit worried. So I kind of start texting her. I'm like, yo, is everything all right? Like, we still cool and whatever? And she doesn't respond.
Stop.
So I'm like, all right, it is what it is. And then fast forward a little bit, she ended up texting me back that night. And she was like, oh yeah, everything's all right. She told me she was just busy with her mom and stuff. And I kind of left it alone. I was like, all right, it is what it is. Like, she got her own life to live too. So now it's the next day after this, right? So I'm texting her. She finally texted me back and was like, yo, so tell me the truth. Did you record me? Yes or no? And like, obviously I'm not gonna lie because like I didn't have any bad intentions of it. Like I was going to tell her, like, I know I should have told her like right away as soon, or like ask her before I did it. But I don't know, like, as I said, in the heat of the moment, like we were just doing stuff, like we were getting freaky and stuff. I didn't really think of it as a big deal. Obviously, it was on me. I know better now. After I told her the truth, she was like, yeah, don't talk to me no more. Delete my number off your phone. And I'm not gonna lie, chat, I genuinely like this girl. So like, I was like extremely heartbroken. Like the next couple of days, I was freaking depressed. Even when I went out with my friends, I couldn't freaking think straight. Like I was really just going through it. Cause like, I really liked this girl and I fucked it up. I messed everything up because I did that shit. So after that happened, I was like getting depressed and I tried to get over it, but I couldn't. So you know what? I decided to text her and I apologized. Poured my heart out into that text. If y'all can see the text yourself, I freaking poured my heart out into that shit. And she actually ended up responding and she was like, all right, if you want, we can talk in person and we can settle things. And I was like, great, this is the perfect opportunity. I ended up buying her flowers. I brought her flowers and I apologized in person and we hugged it out and I thought everything was good. Like we was talking and whatever, right? So after this happens, she kind of doesn't text me as often anymore. And then one day I was just chilling. I was like, you know, let me text her before I go to sleep. So I texted her before I go to sleep. And the next day I wake up and I get a text from her. I'm like, I'm all excited and shit. I'm all giddy and happy. When I open the text, I see a picture sent. I'm like, a picture? Look in the picture and I see her sleeping. So I'm like, that's weird. Why she send me a picture of her sleeping? I put two and two together. I was like, wait, how can you take a picture if you're sleeping? So then I looked and I see that it was a nigga in the frame. So the nigga was taking a picture of her sleeping in his bed. Instantly, my jaw dropped. In that moment of time, I felt so broken. I don't even know what words to use. I couldn't even express myself the way I really wanted to. Like, trying to explain how I felt in that moment is just so weird. But I kind of just like, I was like, you know what? I'm a P-ass nigga. I'm not about to take this shit. Can't let shit like this bother me. I kind of calmed myself down and I texted back and I was like, damn, so we just over here in the same chick? And I wasn't really expecting a response, but the nigga actually responded to me. He was like, yeah, I guess so. I'm not gonna lie, this nigga went off. He was like, yo, this bitch is a smut. He was like, yo, she's a thought, this and that. This bitch was over here telling me that she wanted to rekindle our relationship. Meanwhile, she over here f***ing another nigga. And I was like, wait, hold on. So I was like, where do you stand in all this? I was like, who are you? He told me that he was her ex-boyfriend and she texted him saying that she want to fix things and make things work. And I was like, hold on. Like, the part that really bothered me wasn't even the fact that she was talking to another nigga.
It's the fact that I was busting her cheeks raw.
And then some other nigga was also busting her cheeks raw. And like, what if one of us had something? What if he had something and she was passing it to me and passing it back to her? And what if I stopped talking to her and I passed it on to somebody else without knowing? That's the part that really f***ing bugged me. Cause like, if you was talking to another nigga, why don't you just say something? Like, we all grown ass adults and you couldn't do that. You couldn't do me the justice of doing that. So I texted dude and he's like, yeah, he tells me about her and all this other shit. I was like, that's crazy because she seems all innocent and stuff. When I tell y'all this girl seems pure as fuck, I should have known better. After all the freaky shit she did to me, after all the freaky shit she did, I'm talking about she had the deep down in her and she was doing all this other crazy shit with me. I should have known better. I really should have known better. But she just seemed so innocent and pure to me. So I kind of just took it with a grain of salt. But yeah, bro texted me and told me that she was over here saying that she wanted to make things work between them. And I was like, how the fuck that make any sense if you're talking to me? But you know, bitches ain't shit. So anyways, long story short, I'm not gonna lie, we ended up becoming friends. He was like, yo, text me on my number and he's gonna delete the messages off of her phone. So I ended up texting him and I told him like everything that happened between me and her, and I told him about the video that I took and this other shit. And then he was like, yo, we should get back at her. Cause like, it's kind of insane that she's over here f***ing the two of us at the same time. Like, that's just insane work. Usually I don't do stuff like this. Like, I'm not that type of person to like, you know, just be vengeful and stuff. But I guess I was just like going through it. So I just decided to send him the video anyways. And this dude, bro, I'm not gonna lie, this dude violated. He woke her up with the video of me cracking her. First, she tried to deny and act like, oh, it wasn't her and all this other shit. But I was on the phone too and I was like, bitch, you know that was f***ing you. Don't f***ing lie. Like, bitch, you gonna lie again? So you gonna lie to the both of us and then lie again? Yo, I'm not gonna lie, I was in the moment. He was going off, but I was going off too. I was like,
I got this.
Bitch, you fucking cheater. You fucking nasty ass bitch. Why the f*** would you ever do that shit? You got me f***ing burning. Well, obviously I wasn't f***ing burning. Like, that would be insane if I was. But she could have made me burning because you over here f***ing two niggas at once. Who knows who else you over here f***ing. I'm not gonna lie, I was going off, bro. And then this nigga started taking it a freaking mile higher. This nigga over here talking about if she don't start telling the truth, he gonna slap the f*** out of her. And I'm like, all right, hold on, bro. I'm all about f***ing embarrass her and shit, but freaking domestic violence, that's why I draw the line. I'm not gonna lie. I know he was tight. He had to be tight, cause like, imagine a girl that you was just talking to, that like you had like actual history with, and she over here trying to bring things back. Meanwhile, she's over here f***ing a whole other nigga doing all this other shit. Like, that's kind of crazy work. Like, I could be mad, but at the end of the day, That's not my bitch. So I can't really be that mad. But that nigga was furious. The fact that this girl, as innocent as she seems, this bitch is actually kind of evil. She was over here lying to this nigga's face after he showed the video of her with her face in it. So she tried to lie, but then she actually ended up telling the truth, because like you can't fucking get out of a lie, bro. Like especially when there's actual evidence, you can't fucking lie your way out of that shit. So she ended up telling the truth. I kind of started to see how deceiving she actually was once I found that out. Like once I realized that she was like lying and shit, I was like, yeah, this bitch is not it. So after that, he ended up going off for her. I'm not gonna lie, he was handling this shit. So I just kind of left it alone and I let him freaking deal with her. So after I hanged up, I kind of felt kind of relieved. I kind of got over it. And like that's when I started my gym arc and whatever. But after I did that, I didn't want to be a petty person. So I just texted her and I was like, you know, I'm really disappointed in you. Sometimes you just gotta be a fucking adult, bro. Cause like we all adults at the end of the day. I was like, I'm disappointed that you even lied. Like if you didn't want to be with me, you could have just told me the truth off jump. And I would have been okay with it. Like, I'm not gonna feel no type of way. Like, I'm not a bitch. Like if you don't like me the way that you say you did, then just tell me that. Like, I'm not gonna freaking try to bash you about it or anything. Just tell me the truth. Like, I feel like telling the truth is just the best thing you could have possibly did in that situation. But she just decided to lie, and like that's the part that hurt me the most. I'm not gonna lie, I was still follow to her on Instagram. I didn't block her or anything. Like, what is blocking gonna do? Like, that's not gonna solve my problems. So I kind of just ignored it, and I kept on going on with my life. I started going to the gym more. I started enjoying my life, and I started posting like mad happy shit. And I guess that kind of freaking bothered her a lot, cause like a couple days after, she ended up texting me randomly. And I was like, that's kind of weird. I was like, why the hell would she be texting me? And I kind of knew that she was like watching me, because she kept on watching my stories and stuff. And I think she started to feel that type of way because I was enjoying myself and I was like not making a big deal out of like her doing what she did. Yeah, so she texting me just randomly one night, and I opened the text on Instagram, and this girl, I'm not gonna lie, women are so freaking wicked, bro. Some women are so freaking wicked. This girl texted me and sent me a picture of her
Sucking dick.
I beg your pardon?
And sent me a picture of her
Sucking dick, bro.
Huh? I'm trying to be cool, but goddamn.
I shit you not, this girl went out her way to mess up my peace. Mind you, I'm not thinking about this girl. I'm not worried about this girl, nothing. This girl decided to go and send me a picture of her sucking dick, bro. Oh! And at first I was like, what? What did she think she was gonna gain from this? Yeah, you just put your picture and your face inside this shit of you sucking another man's meat.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Like, if I was really an evil person, I would have took a screenshot of this shit and I would have posted it, and you would have been like, your whole reputation would have been done. But I'm not that type of person at all. Like, I'm not gonna go out my way to do something as evil as that. Like, one thing I won't do is stoop down to the level of the other person. Like, that, like, nah, bro. So I just texted her and I was like, yo, I don't know if you thought that was gonna bother me or what, nothing, but thank you for showing your true colors. Cause like, at the end of the day, it's like, you, like, bitch, you weird as you weird as hell. Like, how you mad at me for you cheating? That don't make no damn sense. So I kind of just ignored it and I just kept it pushing. Like what am I supposed to do with a picture of you sucking dick? You're just weird. So anyways, I just kind of ignored it and I kept on going on with my life. And then it's so crazy because she blocked me after, and then she unblocked me. So it's like, what the fuck was the point of doing all that? That was kind of stupid. like, yo, I don't know, bro. Some people are just weird, bro. But, you know, I have no animosity towards her. Like, the way I look at things is like, we all young, we all like do stupid shit. So I kind of didn't make a big deal of it, because especially since I kind of was like, I did something wrong as well by taking a video of her, and I shouldn't have did that shit. I'm not gonna act like I was Satan the whole story. Like, I'm not act like I was like, you know, the complete victim, as if I didn't do something before. But like, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, people make mistakes, and I just kind of forgave her for it, because like, it is what it is. Like, we all young, we all do dumb shit. And I think maybe she was just upset with herself in the heat of the moment, because she ended up unblocking me after. So it's like, obviously she feels some type of way about me to do that shit. So it's like, I don't know, just moral of the story, don't cheat on people. That's all I really gotta say. Don't be evil, don't be an asshole to people, don't be petty, don't try to seek vengeance. Like, that's really all it is. But yeah, that was my story of how I got cheated on for the first time. That shit made me think differently about, you know, relationships. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, stay breathy, and remember, you gotta grind to shine. And in order to do that, you gotta stay true to yourself and be real with those around you. Peace.